What's good, everybody? It's just your neighborhood angler, MoneyBass, out here about to do this thing we call Bass for Cash, guys. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Now, what this is I get out here on a weekly basis, guys. We'll go around a little bit, see if we can choose the right bait to get a few fish to the boat. As we bring those fish to the boat, I will hold those fish up, put it on a measuring board, all of that good stuff. Let you take a look and see if you can guess the exact weight of that fish and walk away with a nice cash prize. Now, it does not cost anything to participate. All that you have to do is be a subscriber to the channel. That is it. Just that quick and simple, all right? So really appreciate everybody for tuning in. Make sure as you come into the chat, go ahead and hop in the chat, introduce yourselves. Shout out to Parker Fishing, says I'm here first. All right, want to give a big shout out to FishXLive. You guys see it right there, FishXLive.com, guys. That is a premier tournament app. If you are a tournament fisherman, tournament organization, a bass club, catfish club, crappie club, and like to host tournaments, that is what you want to download, guys. You guys can get that that download for free right now. Also want to give a big shout out to SWAT Lawn Operations. Let's see. Want to give a big shout out to SWAT Lawn Operations, guys. So we're going to go ahead and head out. Like I said, make sure you hit that like button on the way in. Today, we are going to do some cranking, guys. So we'll get that set up once we get to the spot that we're headed to. So we're going to make a run today. Your partner went and got some gas. Can you guys take a look at that gas gauge? Do you see it? What does that gas gauge say? Man, it hit me in the pocket. It hit me in the pocket for some of that gas, guys. All right, let's go ahead and roll out. We're going to do some cranking today. So you guys just follow along with me and we'll see what we can get in today, all right? All right, guys, it's time to get it cracking. Who do we have in the chat? Make sure you guys have hit that like button for me like I just mentioned. And I told you guys today we're going to stick with the crankbait, guys. So the last time we were out, you guys pretty much saw what I was out here using. So we're going to start off with the same thing. And speaking of that, let's just go ahead and get some of these other, well, maybe just this one rod out of the way, because I know we won't be throwing that. I'm not going to be using a spoon today. So let's get that out of the way. And let's get this crankbait rolling. All right, appreciate everybody for tuning in, guys. We're currently sitting in about 53 feet of water, but today we are going to head up a little shallow. What's going on? We have Far Dog back in the chat. I see we have E Junior checking in. Mascot says $50 if you catch a 4-pounder on a crankbait. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Is it true? Is it true? $50. Hey man, you know I gotta make it happen. A 4-pounder, you know I can't pass up a deal like that, right? But before we get out there, I just want to check something real quick. I see a few little fishes down here. And I just want to see if they want to come out and play. So we're sitting in 46 feet of water. We're going to start off just offshore just a little bit, but not for long, guys. I just wanted to stop out here just to see if any of these fish were out here and ready to bite on a little something. So we're going to see, guys. Oh my goodness. Crocker says challenge. All right, so we're gonna see, guys. Can your partner MoneyBass get a 4-pounder on a crankbait? So I guess you guys already know the deal today. We're gonna be cranking. But right now I'm just kind of offshore. I saw a little bit of action out here in 40 feet of water, so I just wanted to check that out. Because right now, really, guys, I'm still kind of scouting around. You guys saw that when we were out here last time, I was able to get that. I think it was like a 331 on that crankbait. So we're going to stick to the game plan, guys. Let's go ahead and see if we can get these $50 to the boat. Shout out to Mask Off. Mask Off came right out the gate and said, hey, buddy, you pop a 4-pounder in that mouthpiece with a crankbait, I'll break you off with a $50 bill. All right, so here we go, guys. So this is what we're going to be throwing today. We're going to go ahead and stick with that same bait that we were throwing the other day. We're going to get up here a little shallow. I want to stay in around the 20 to 30 foot range if I can, and still be able to make my cast all the way up as shallow as I can get it. I believe this crankbait will dive down to 14 feet, I believe. And I have it on 10-pound line. Actually, hold on. Yep, 10-pound line. I have it on 10-pound line, guys. And that is because, let me just check and make sure I don't have any nicks in that line. I'm going to be throwing this in some into rocks and things like that. So I want to make sure that the bait does not break off. Now look at this speedboat, guys. Can you guys hear that? Put a yes in the chat if you can hear that boat. Man, that thing is moving. Look at that, guys. Wow, now that boat is moving. Could you guys hear that? All right, so we're about in 25 feet of water right now. We're gonna keep on easing in until I can get this bait to kind of hit in about that 15-foot range. Michael Miller says, I thought you were throwing a crank on a spinner. No, sir. I'm like, yeah, he don't know what he's doing. But hey, you know, there are some guys out here, actually some guides that are on this lake, they do throw their crankbaits on a spinning reel. He throws everything on a spinning reel. Parker says, I didn't catch anything at my tournament last Saturday. Oh, man, Parker, how did it happen? What lake were you on? What lake did you fish on? Man, I don't feel it digging into the bottom. I want to get this thing banging off of the rocks. So you can see some little buoy markers out here saying that it's supposed to be some shallow water. Oh, there are the rocks over there. I see them. I see them. There we go. I was casting in the wrong spot. Bam. Here we go, guys. I think we might do a little something now. Let me just slow it down a little bit. All right, I can feel it banging off of the bottom now, guys. There we go. 15 feet out. See a little action. All right, not pulling up any grass or anything. Parker says, we were at Logan Martin Lake and found them Friday, and I think we got at least 17. Wow, 17 pounds, and didn't catch anything on Saturday. Man, that is a terrible feeling right there. But you'll get them next time. Fardog says, I got jet skiers in 44-degree surface temp right now. No wetsuit. Tourist from Dallas, Texas. Oh, my goodness. All right, I see, Brian, you were out there. You said you got some 4-pounders and some 2-pounders. All right. So you were definitely out there making it happen. What's going on, Glenn? Glenn tuning in from England. Glad to have you in the chat. We're out here doing this thing we call Bass for Cash, where I catch the bass. All you have to do is guess the weight of the fish and walk away with a nice cash payout. Get out here, have some fun, and relax on a nice, what's today, guys, Monday? On a nice Monday afternoon. We'll be out here for a good time, not a long time. Hopefully that'll be enough for us to get, you know, maybe about 2 fish in the boat, 2, 3 fish in the boat, and have some fun with it. See if anybody can walk away with some of this cash. Now, remember, the rules of engagement are in the description, guys. So make sure you read the information in the description. And I'll give you a quick breakdown of what you have to do. First, you just have to be a subscriber to the channel. That is it. It does not cost anything to participate in Bass for Cash. All you have to do is be a subscriber to the channel. Now, once you have subscribed to the channel, the other part is I have to get a fish to the boat. And from there, you just have to guess the exact weight of the fish. You get one guess and one guess only. If you put more than one guess in the chat, you will be disqualified, all right? Do not get disqualified, because the people that are watching, you will be expecting some sympathy. You want them to kind of be like, oh, man, that's messed up. They won't do any of that. They'll laugh at you. They will laugh at you if you get disqualified for putting in more than one guess, all right? So like I said, we'll be out here for a good time, not a long time, just to have some good afternoon fun in the sun. So take a look around, guys. Where's the sun at? Look at the sun shining nice and bright. We have kind of overcast out here. And as you see, it's kind of slick out here. Don't really have too much wind going on. Could be a good thing. Could be a bad thing. Most of the time, it's not really all that much of a good thing when you don't have any ripple on the water. But we'll see. Remy says, are you only live on YouTube? Yep, just for now. What's going on, Levi? We have Levi tuning in. How you been doing, Levi? Chef Boy says, cold front down there too. Not right now. It seems like it's already passed through. Things have been kind of heating up down here for us. Ken says, give me the water conditions and I can tell you what to catch them on. All right. The water temp is 52 degrees. We have sitting about 53 degrees. As you can see, it's kind of calm and slick today. And I'm just out fishing some shallow water buoys out in the middle of the lake, guys. Just wanted to stop here real quick as I make my way to the backs of these coves. Levi says, fish my high school tournament Saturday at Lanier. Finished 17 out of 134. Oh my goodness, that's a good finish, Levi. And you said you had 13.11 pounds. Good job, good job. So what did you end up catching your fish on? And what was your biggest fish? Ellis says, yesterday, water was 58 degrees on Clark's Hill. Okay. So it's starting to warm up out there. I can feel this crankbait kind of banging off the rocks a little bit. I'll slow it down just a little bit, guys. Ken says, rattle trap or square bill shallow, can't go wrong. All right, so let me show you what we're throwing today, Ken. See that right there? We're cranking. Fardo says, do we have walleye? We sure do. What's going on, Carlo? Carlo back in the chat. Ellis says 18.8 won it. That was on Clark's Hill, Ellis. What's going on, Drew? All right, I'm just out here fan casting. So there's a challenge in the chat. Someone said if I catch a 4-pounder or better on a crankbait today, that they're gonna pop your partner MoneyBass in the mouthpiece with a, was it a $50 bill? Shout out to Mask Off Fishing. Mask Off said if I bring in a 4+ pounder today, he will hit me with a $50 bill. Really appreciate that, Mask Off, giving me some motivation to stick with this crankbait today, because you guys know I'll switch it up. You know I'll switch my plans up. Like says, crank that Superman. Ella says, yes, sir. Thought you would come on down. Nah, I'm not gonna make it to Clark's Hill just yet. I'll be there in a few months, maybe 2 or 3 months. Said you had 21 boats. All right, good deal. Ken says, what time of the year do they spawn down here? I believe somebody in the chat may actually know better than me, but I believe they start around the April time frame. So we do have walleye in this lake. Parker says, where's CP at? I don't know where good old Clint is at right now. All right, let's just keep on inching around real quick. So we're going to be moving around today, guys. Crocker says CP said he only, let me see. Wait a minute. He said he would match it. Wait a minute. Did I miss something in the chat? Oh, wait a minute. Shout out to Clint Perry. He is in the chat. Clint Perry says, mask off. I will do the same. 50. Oh, my goodness, guys. You got your partner out here, MoneyBass. Now, you guys are making me stick with this crankbait. So we got 2 50s on the table right now. All right, so let's see if we can make it happen. Levi says biggest was 4-pound spot. Caught them on jerkbait and a rig, scoping them in the pockets. Bait was loaded in the back of the cuts. So yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing today, is going back into the pockets and looking for bait fish. For the most part, I have not been doing that yet. But the last time I was out here, you know, we did that for about an hour and a half, something like that, and got that 3-3-1 to the boat. But yeah, that's a nice bite if you can get them to hit that A-rig out here. I mean, I guess I haven't really thrown an A-rig enough to get any good results with it. Not on this lake. I've known some guys to do that, but I just didn't have confidence in it. Fardex said, go ahead and stick with that crankbait all day. Cranking all day, MoneyBass. Make it happen. What's going on, Whipstick? Whipstick says, let's just, what does he say? Get one to the boat so that we can give away some of this cash for that bass. All right, we're going to make it happen. Make sure you guys hit that like button, guys. We're 50 plus people in the chat, but we're only sitting on 17 likes. We need a few more likes in the chat. Gregory says, you got to have confidence. That is true. All right, we have 3 more minutes that I'm going to put into this, and then after that, we're rolling to the back of the cuts. We're going to hit the back of the we're going to hit the back of some of these coves. But I just wanted to stop out here offshore just for a quick minute and see if some of these shallow water humps would hold any fish. Right now, I'm not really seeing too much activity. Don't see any bait fish or anything like that. But I had to test it out first, right? I had to at least eliminate it so I wouldn't be thinking about it later. We're sitting in about 16 feet of water, casting all the way out to about maybe 5 to 10 feet of water or so. Parker says, I'll give you $100 if you catch an 8-pounder. Now, I don't really see that happening on this lake. What's going on? We have Chris Phillips tuning in. We have Jesus, or is that Jesus? Am I pronouncing it right? Jesus says, hello, happy fishing Monday from California. Oh, you're out there in the land of the big fish out there in California. Says, any fish yet? I love, let me see, mackerel and local fishing pier. So no, we don't have anything to the boat yet. We've been out here for we've been fishing for what, guys? Maybe about 15 minutes or so. So I just wanted to make a quick stop off here just to check around, crank a little bit, see if I could bang this off of some of these offshore spots. And look at that, guys. We found some of that nasty grass. Can you guys see that? Ugly work. That's nasty work right there. Let's go ahead and get that off of there. And keep on cranking. Chris Phillips says, double tap that screen. That's right, guys. If you could, go ahead and hit that double tap the screen for me. That will definitely help out the channel. That is how you hit that like button for me. Just double tap the screen, tap, and you should see some fireworks or something like that come on the screen. Parker says, if you get a 5-pounder, then I'll give you the 100. So I've got a 5-pounder before on this lake. I think the biggest that I have actually caught on this lake is a 5-pound, 11-ounce spotted bass. So that might be doable. We'll see. What's going on, small water charters back in the chat? All right, so our 3 minutes were up, guys. Let's make one more cast, and then we're going to get out of here. One more cast, and then we're going to roll to the next spot. Man, you guys know I gotta do it. I gotta make one more I gotta make one more cast, guys. I just want to drag something on the bottom real quick. I just want to get a feel. I want to see, are those rocks down there? Looks like it's some rocks down there, but we're about to find out. Patricia says straight out of Flat Creek. Oh yeah, I know Flat Creek normally holds a lot of bait fish and stuff like that, but I've been kind of lazy, Patricia. I haven't been making the run out there. Shout out to Small Water Charter. Says they hang out with Roland Martin sometimes out there doing their thing. Dawg says YouTube is kind of weird. Went from a dude clearly on coke to this. Interesting. Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, so we're just out here trying to catch a fish or two, doing this thing we call Bass for Cash, guys. If you could, go ahead and double tap your screen. Let's see if we can get the likes up. All right, guys, now it's official. We're going to make one more cast at this location, and then we're going to head out and hit some of these coves, see if we can find some bait fish out there and see what we can do. So for anybody that is just tuning in, we are doing what we call Bass for Cash. I catch the fish. All you have to do is, number one, subscribe to the channel. Number two, once we catch a fish, I will show you that fish, put it on the scale. You then have to guess the exact weight of the fish, and you will get a nice cash prize. That's pretty much it. Quick and simple. Bass for Cash, guys. I'm out here on a weekly basis. I'm your partner, MoneyBass. All right. That is brought to you by FishXLive.com, guys. So if any of you are tournament fishermen, bass clubs, catfish clubs, crappie clubs, you want to check out FishXLive.com. You can host live tournaments from there. Live tournaments. Do your live weigh-ins, kind of have that MLF style tournaments going on if you want to do that. Or you can have just your regular Bassmaster weigh-ins, and those can be hosted live leaderboards, live chat, all of that stuff goes on at FishXLive.com, all right? What's going on, C219 Troll? Good to see you in the chat. We're about to get into some cranking for today. We've been out here for maybe about 20, 25 minutes or so. But I had to make a quick stop just to check a few things out. Even though cranking is what's on the agenda, you know I'm a little hard-headed. I had to try something else out first. Had to try it out. All right, so we're about to roll, guys. We're going to get into the meat of the show today, and we're going to be focusing on Poppy's fishing a mouthpiece with a crankbait. I'll show you guys the setup and everything in just a second. But let's go ahead and roll out, guys. All right, let's see. All right, let's go, guys. Let's see. We have 5280 back in the chat. All right, so we are on a crankbait mission today, guys. Let's keep on rolling. right, let's roll, guys. Appreciate that, Far Dog. And Voodoo, we have Voodoo in the chat. All right, so Ken, we are at the bank. Do you see that? Do you see how close we are? Let's go ahead and turn the speed up. I have my trolling motor on 4. Let's pump it up to about 6 and keep on rolling. All right, let's keep moving. This isn't quite where I want it to be yet either, guys. Let's just go ahead and not waste time and just where I need to be, which is more of coves where those fish can push some bait fish back into the coves. We'll do that and see how that works out for today, all right? All right, guys. What's going on? We have Ace Bass Fishing tuning in. What's going on, buddy? We're out here doing some crankbait action for you. Let's head back into some coves, guys. right, here we go, guys. We're gonna fish all back into this cove right here. As you can see, we have laydowns and everything right here starting off at this point. So all we're doing today, dropping that trolling motor. Let me show you guys the bait that we're gonna be using for today. I know somebody was in the chat asking about that. So we're just gonna be cranking, guys. There we go. Has a little bit of orange, nice color to it. All right, so we're sitting in 32 feet of water right here, guys. You see how close we are to the bank? And we're in 32 feet of water. I like throwing these crankbaits. I don't know if you guys can see all these laydowns coming into the water, but I like throwing these crankbaits running right through those laydowns. When you feel it, bang into them a little bit, as long as it doesn't have pine cones on it. So see, I'm kind of slowing it down a little bit. So when I feel something tap on it a little bit, I just have to pause it. 5280 says, that's how you dial in your lure selection. All right, so you guys are in there sharing some good information. 5280 says, crank and a lipless. So look at this 5280. What do you call that right there? You see that? And what do you call this right here? Do you see that? Do you see it? Do you hear it? He said a crank and a lipless. I have them on deck. Oh my God. Man, did I just wrap this thing around that whole branch? I sure did. Now let's see if I can work it back loose. And I can't. Oh, there we go. Look at that, guys. I got it loose. All right, good deal. Good deal. All right, I can feel it kind of banging on the bottom down there. A says, pick that other one up. A says, go ahead and throw that lipless. Oh, we caught a nice 3-pounder on this crankbait the other day, so we're gonna run that for a quick minute. Martavius, what's going on? Says, greeting, MoneyBass. How you doing today? How's the weather? The weather is great. You guys take a look around. See, we have a little overcast. That's the sun right there hiding behind the clouds. We don't have much wind today. Uh-oh, what is that? I see a big one out there swimming around. So let me just try to get my little handy dandy minnow bait out there. Where'd it go? Well, it hid from me. What's going on? We have Texas Nuke tuning in. What's going on, Junior? Haven't seen you for a good minute. Good to have you back in the chat. As you know, we're out here doing this thing called Bass for Cash. But I got to get a bass to the boats. We haven't really been out here long, guys. We're just really getting to the spot where I am starting on the plan for the day, which is just getting out here cranking. So we're going to crank all in the back of these coves, looking around for bait fish. Anything that we think may bring a little action to the boat. Has there been any bendation lately? Last time we were out here, we had a 3.31 bendation. If you go in the app, if you go into the FishXLive.com app, guys, remember FishXLive.com. Make sure you guys go and check it out. Just go and look in my journal of catches. So you can go and once you download the app, just click on the link that says anglers, and then just search MoneyBass. And from there, just go to my profile page and search for, let's see, just search February. Once you get to my journal of catches, just type in February and you'll be able to see that that nice one that we caught last week. What day was that, guys? Was that Saturday? Yeah, I believe it was Saturday or Friday. But nobody guessed the weight, so nobody walked away with any of that cash. How about that? All right, now take a look at this, guys. You see this lay down coming through here? So I'm fishing. Oh, my goodness, guys. I just got a hit, too. But I had it over that branch. Oh, my goodness. Let's see if we can. Oh, we got him. We got him, guys. We got him. He came back and got it. He came back and got it. Let's see. He's barely hooked. Barely hooked. Oh, can we get the... Oh, there we go, guys. He was like, I want it. He was like, I sees you and I want you. I sees you and I want you. It came back and got it. That thing tapped it like 2 or 3 times. Well, maybe twice. And then finally went ahead and got it. But what I was telling, I'm going to spin back around and show you guys what I did. Because I was fishing with a friend of mine some months ago. And I was showing him how I throw this crankbait directly into laydowns. And I'm able to fish that through there without getting hung up. Now, there may be more than one fish in there. But let's see, guys. This one, uh-oh, it's about to go crazy on me. Calm down, little buddy. I do not want to share those hooks with you. All right. So let's see, guys. We got one to the boat. We haven't even really got started yet, guys. Let's go ahead and get that out of that mouthpiece. All right, it's you know, it might be a little keeper. Let's just take a look and see. Let's see. That fish could be worth about $40 to somebody. What do you guys think about that? Oh, Junior, it's like that. Junior says, was it luck or was it skill? Okay, Junior. All right, Junior, I'm going to remember that. All right, let's see, guys. All it has to be is 14 inches and somebody go, there we go. It's official. Do you see it? It is official. This fish right here could be worth a $40 bill to somebody. All right, you guys see it? Shout out to FishXLive. All right, so there we go, guys. Whipstick says, yes, sir. Junior says, was it skill or was it luck? All right, Junior, I'm going to remember this, buddy. All right, let's go ahead and just stick him in the live well for a minute. And I did not hit my spot lock. So let's ease back over here real quick. And let me show you guys what I did to catch that one. So this crankbait dives a little deeper. I believe this, if anybody knows about Spro crankbaits, just take a look at this one right here. You see that bill on there? I believe it dives, I think it says 9 to 14 feet, depending on the size line you have on there. So I have 10-pound fluorocarbon on here. Voodoo said, Chicken Heart would say the bass hooked itself. Yeah, right. He would say that. That does sound like something Chicken Heart would say. But we all know the deal. What's going on, Bill Meeks? He says the video is kind of blurry. How long was that fish? All right, so how is the connection, guys? I appreciate that, Bill. Just let me know, because for me on my end, it looks fine, but I know sometimes when I get into certain areas, the connection may be kind of bad for you guys. All right, now let me just show you what I did real quick. So right here, you see this laydown that is coming into the water? And it comes way out here. You can see it right here too. And I am sitting in, let's see how many feet of water. Goodness, that is not right. It is saying I'm in 57 feet of water. I'm actually in about 25 feet of water. Okay, there, it just adjusted. So I'm in 28 feet of water, guys. And you see that is all the way to the bank right there. Now this has branches that are kind of coming off on each side. I can see those branches. Now I threw this crankbait directly down to the left side of that. And what you have to do in order to get this crankbait through there without getting hung up, let's see. Did you guys see where that landed at? So now as I'm cranking it through there, when I'm hitting those branches, I'm kind of pausing the retrieve and letting the bill on that crankbait do its job. Now let's see if I'm gonna make it through here without getting hung up again, guys. So as I was bringing it through those branches, that fish actually came and hit it one time, but it didn't get hung up. All right, so I worked it all the way back through those branches again. Now let's just hit the other side. The other side looks like it has some smaller branches on the other side. So I may get hung up coming on this side of it, guys, but we'll see. Let's just try this over here. K-Man says, you people in the South got it good. He said you guys are lucky. I guess you must live up there where it's kind of frozen up at, right? Dealing with the cold weather and everything. All right, so we got it through there again. Let's make one more cast. And so I'm just doing this because it's possible that there was more than one fish down there. And that's why I got multiple bites on that one cast. So that one, I threw it right on top of that. So I just need to bring it off to the side just a little bit. And it's hitting those branches and bouncing off of those branches. So I'm just letting that square bill, I mean, not square bill, but I'm letting the bill on there do its work. Gregory says 17 inches of ice. That's not fun. All right, so I didn't make it that time. I didn't make it that time. Let's see, sometimes I can still pop it loose without having to go all the way over there. I was kind of applying force to it that time. Justin says, I told you crankbait last time I was on your live. Let me see. I like to throw swim baits as well. Catch big bass this time of year. So that's the plan. That's the plan. Man, I really want to catch something on a Chad shad. Does anybody have a Chad shad? Has anybody fished those before? I have one, but I haven't. Oh, and you know what, guys? Look at that. I was actually caught on line. So I did make it. I made it through the branches, but I was caught on fishing line. So I don't know if you can see my bait right there, but let's go ahead and get it. It was just caught on somebody's fishing line. I was wondering why I wasn't making it. All right, there we go. We're still good. We're still good. Let's cast that right down that bank. So we have some nice rocks on there. So that fish came right off of that lay down. It's a little over 14 inches. But remember, bass for cash, guys, all it has to be is 14 inches or better. And some of the times where you guys actually have won the cash is when the fish was between that 14 and 15 inch range. All right, now before we get away from this spot, guys, let me just go ahead and log this fish real quick. All right, so here we go, guys. What we are about to do is take a look at FishXLive.com. Now, this is one of the things that I use to be able to, season after season, be able to remember right off the bat what baits I was using, what type of cover structure that I was fishing, and actually the location where I was fishing at. So let's just go straight to FishXLive.com. So in case there's anybody new in here, let me just show you real quick. So when you go to FishXLive.com, this is the website for it. And all you do is just click on the download. But if you want to know more about it, just go in here. There's a video right here.
FishXLive is a customizable full-scale tournament app.
So it'll tell you a little bit about the app so you can listen to that. And then there's some info in here. And what we're going to be looking at right now is this right here, the Journal of Catches, guys, the Journal of Catches. So let me just go ahead and open up my FishXLive account. We're going to go to my profile page, go to Journal of Catches. These are all the fish that I've been catching, guys. Let's just go to, what is this, February? I'll show you guys real quick the fish that we caught February. So we go. So we caught this one. This is the last one that we caught on that crankbait. Let me just show you real quick what it looks like. So there's the fish. There are the details of it. Now, this information down here is private. So once you get your account set up and you start logging catches in your journal, anything below this part is private. So there's the bait that I was using, the same bait I'm using right now. The detail, caught the let me see, caught on a crankbait in the back of a cove, red Spro crankbait, 10 line. The fish were in the middle of the cove, about 15 feet of water. All right, there's the water temp, water clarity, the weather report. And then down here, I can zoom in on this map to see exactly where I was at on the lake if I want to go back to that same spot. So now we're going to log a catch. So for this one, out on Lake Lanier. Lake Lanier. This was a spotted bass. The fish weight, I do not know what the fish weight is. So right now, let's just put, I'm just going to put 100 pounds in there. So that way it'll show up at the top of the, and it was about 14 inches. But I'll put 100 pounds in there. So that way when I go back to add the correct weight, it'll be sitting right at the top of my journal. Now let's go ahead and take a picture of it real quick. So we're going to take a picture. Just choose camera. Get that set up. All right, look at him. He's mad. He's like, buddy, you popped me in my mouthpiece and I didn't like it. So this fish right here can be worth up to about $40 for somebody. All right, so make sure you guys are reading the, I'm gonna just take a quick picture of it. All right, so there's the picture of it. But yeah, make sure you guys read the rules of engagement in the description. All right, so there's the picture. So we're going to add that picture in there. And now what we want to do is track the location. So we want to turn tracking on. This is going to track the location. And then we're going to go to notes. And let's just dictate these notes in here real quick. Caught this fish using a Spro crankbait, red, period. Fished it down the side of a laydown in shallow. Down the side of a laydown in shallow water, heading into the back of a creek. Heading into the back of a creek, period. Creek, period. All right, there we go. So we got that. Now let's take a picture of the lure. Let's see where to put my crankbait at. All right, let's get a quick picture of this lure. All right, there we go. Bam, got the picture. Now for each fish I catch, for me, I try to log as many of my catches as I can because next season I can come back and just search for February and just come straight back to the information that I need for this lake. So the water temp was around 54 degrees. The weather today is partly cloudy. Yeah, partly cloudy is fine. Water clarity, it is very clear here, and the wind is 0 to 5 miles an hour. And there we go, just as simple as that. Hit that submit button, and now that has been submitted in here. And where's the catch at? There's the catch right here. So now we go, there we go. So now I have all the information saved in here. Even the location of where I just caught the fish from. So that is FishXLive. That is just a journal of catching, guys. Journal of catches. So that's just one of the things that the app can do that you can just use on a regular basis. And like I said, for me, I log each one of my catches in there. So at the end of the month, especially when I come into the next year, I can see like, okay, what baits was I using? What part of the lake? What were the conditions? Let's see if it's still the same. Kind of give you a good starting point. Martavia says, do I need to download the app to guess the weight so I can have a chance to win? No. So Bass for Cash, you do not have to have the app. Bass for Cash. The app is basically for anybody, you know, that fishes, wants to keep track of their fish catches. Or if you are a tournament organization, Bass Club, Catfish Club, Crappie Club, to where you want to host tournaments or participate in tournaments. That is what that app is for. Lil CC says, I'm glad you caught one. I am too. I am too. We got one right off the bat. We haven't really been out here long. So we're going to keep on putting in a little work and seeing if we can get some more fish to the boat. Lil CC says, now you need to catch old mama. Catch old mama fish. Oh my goodness, you guys hear that woodpecker up there? That's one of those big ones. All right, so we're just gonna fish. There it goes. Where's that woodpecker at? Justin says, I live on Lake Moultrie in South Carolina. All right, I've never been to that lake before. All right, there we go. That was a good cast right there. I see that beam going across. I got to let it float up over that beam. There we go, right over that beam. Right over the beam and no fish. But we're going to keep on moving and covering water, guys. Because really the main place I want to get to is in the back of these coves. Shout out to Clint Perry. Clint Perry came right in and hit Larry Gaines up with a gifted membership. Everybody put CP in the chat. CP is officially in the chat, guys. Really appreciate that, sir. The money team is getting bigger. Now, for anybody that is new to the channel, if you do not know what that means, the people that I refer to as the money team, those are the members of the channel, okay? So the members of the channel, they do have, you know, have some special privileges that go along with that. For one, that fish that we have in the live well. So let me just show you guys, anybody that is just tuning in that did not witness that catch that we just had. There's that fish down there in the live well, just waiting patiently to participate in Bass for Cash. The members of the channel will have 2 guesses at guessing the weight of that fish, which means they get twice the chance to win. They will also have twice the payout if they win, all right? So those are some of the things that come along with that. Also, you have access to members-only content. You know, we do members-only live streams and things like that every once in a while. So you just get a little something extra. I wanted to try to get that as close to that dock as I can, just in case there's some fish suspended under there. All right, that was a good cast. Got it right down there, so it'll go right under the edges of that dock. But like I said, we're gonna be kind of moving fast through here because my main thing is getting in the backs of these coves. I'm still not really seeing any bait fish or anything yet. And that is something that I did want to see if we can find today. What's going on, HV? Says, let's get that bottom feeder. Ryan said, do you catch anything besides bass? Bass, like pike or muskie? No, I have never heard anybody catching any pike or muskie out here, but we catch striper, catfish. Let's see, what else do people catch out here? Striper, catfish, walleye, crappie, of course. Get that cash right over there. Good cash. Uh-oh, I pulled on a little too hard that time. Let's go back and get it. Fisherman Dog says gar. Yep, that is true. I've caught some gar here before. Parker says, how much is the MoneyBass membership? I'm thinking about getting one. Man, the memberships are not expensive at all. Nice and easy. I think it's only like $4.99. There should be a link pinned in the chat where you can see the information for it. Or you could be like Hippie Dave and try to wait 6 months to see if you ever get a gifted a gifted membership. Ryan says gar would be crazy fishing. Oh yeah, I don't like getting those gar on there. Those teeth, they'll tear your bait up, cut your line. Sometimes they'll try to cut your fingers off too. All right, so it's a nice little lay down over here, guys. That's why I made that cast. And it is a pine tree. Remember I was telling you guys that pine trees, there it goes, it came right out. Pine trees are kind of hard to get your baits out of when you get them hung up in a pine tree. Now that's a nice area right there to throw like a bait right down the side of that dock, right next to that tree. Like a shaky head or something like that would have been perfect before I came over here and messed it up. Parker said, hit me up, CP. So the thing about gifted memberships, guys, is they are completely random. When someone gifts memberships, they're just gifting a membership. They don't get to decide who gets that membership or not. I want to give a big shout out to Clint Perry. He is the current sponsor of today's live stream with that gifted membership. And like I say each week, whoever gives the strongest support of the channel, gift the super chat, super sticker, gifted memberships, is the sponsor of the live stream. And today, that is Clint Perry. Shout out to CP. If everybody could, put CP in the chat once again. Always showing strong support for the channel. I know Parker needs to put CP in the chat because Parker looks like he's trying to get a free membership. Well, a gifted membership, right? All right, let's see, guys. Let's see. Parker says CP is the OG. Parker knows the routine. He says 70 likes make the big girls bite. And we got a little teenager in the live well right now. We looking for a grandma, right? We looking for Granny. We want Granny to come on over here and participate. Prime says, I can't use those bait casts. My lines get bird nest in them. Big old eagle can live in that bird's nest, right? All right, we're gonna keep on rolling, guys. We are looking for a 4-pounder. If I get a 4-pounder or better, I have some people in the chat that says they'll hit your partner money bass with $100 bill if I catch a 4-pounder today on a crankbait. Then I think somebody said if I bring in a 5-pounder, they'll add 100 in there. I don't know. I don't believe them though. I don't believe that. Prime says I did practice a lot. Oh yeah, practice makes perfect. I guess in some cases, right? Not always. Uh-oh, wait a minute, guys. Wait a minute. If you see something, say something. And I see something. What is that out there that I see? All right, I see you guys sharing some great information in the chat with each other. All right, Prime, so you're gonna have to come back and let us know how things go for you. All right, let's keep on moving. All right, guys, we're sitting at about 50 something people in the chat, about 54 likes. So we do have a fish in the live well for those that may be wondering. So we will be doing Bass for Cash shortly. I don't see our partner Alexandria in the chat yet today, though, guys. Maybe she won't be in today. We'll see. Voodoo says, in the meantime, put some buckets in your yard and practice getting your lure to them. So yeah, so that is a good way to kind of practice and get, get better with fishing these bait casts. Lil Cece said, glad to see you out there. Gonna try and get some walleye today. Much love. Shout out to Lil Cece. Mascot says, how deep does that crank go? This one looks like it's hitting about 15 feet or so. So I'm sitting in 12 feet, and it is kind of digging down on the bottom. And let me just show you guys. Those are the fish right there that I'm targeting. So one of them did follow, come all the way back to the boat. And look, there it goes right there. That's the one that came to the boat. You see it going back to his buddies now. It's going to say, hey, I just went over there and saw. That's MoneyBass over there trying to poke us in the mouthpiece. I like kind of pausing it sometimes and just popping it. Sometimes if there's fish following behind it, might get them to react to it a little bit. Sometimes it works. But they didn't want it. So let's try to hit them in the mouthpiece with a nice little minnow bait. See if that does anything. So they're out here roaming around a little bit, guys. Parker says, has anybody else had a flu? Let's share some flu stories. Voodoo says, money, what do you use to shine your boat? Goodness, McGuire's. It's McGuire's something. I actually need to go and buy some. What's going on? ACW says, how's money doing today? We have one in the boat. So we will be doing Bass for Cash shortly. Just waiting to see if any more people want to come and tune in. And if you guys could, let me know, is the video okay? Is the audio and video okay? I need you guys to help me out. Let me know whenever things start getting a little shaky. All right, Voodoo says it just froze. So is the picture still coming in pretty good? If not, then I may take off and go to another area. But yeah, always feel free to give me feedback, guys, because on my end, everything will look fine, even though it may not be that way for you guys. My TV is kind of on my end. All right, that's because we're heading out into the back of this cove right now, guys. All right, so yeah, the back of this cove is getting kind of bad. So we're gonna fish this real quick. All right, we got another one, guys. Oh my goodness. All right, in the chat, can you guys hear me okay? Can you hear me and see me okay in the chat? Put a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear me. Got another little baby, little dinky dink. But guess what it had following right behind it? It had a nice big one following right behind it. All right, good deal. So you guys were able to see that one. So yeah, it had a nice one following right behind it, guys. Shout out to Clint Perry. He said chicken size. Blaster says, Captain, the lithium crystals aren't charging. Blurry. Can't hear you. Also, if you guys can hear me, put a 2 in the chat. If you can hear me, put a 2 in the chat. All right, so at least you can hear me. And then what about the connection? Is the connection clear or blurry? So on that fish that we just caught, on that one that I just caught, guys, the fish was small, but there was another bigger one following right behind it. So there was more than one fish back there. It looks like the smaller one just happened to beat the bigger one to the punch, because they followed it all the way back up to the boat, guys. Ron says it's blurry, but it don't matter. He said it don't matter. Just keep on fishing. Voodoo says, so is that red color good this time of year? I believe so, whenever the water temps are a little low. But I mean, some people fish it year round. And I guess for me, I kind of fish it year round too. All right, let's keep on moving. Uh-oh, I think I found some bait fish, guys. Let's take a look and see. Let me just clear the screen up a little bit. Is that bait fish? No, that is not bait fish. That is just some type of cover. But let's see if we can get this crankbait through it. 20 feet. Nah, the crankbait may not go low enough for it. May not go deep enough. Let's just throw this minnow bait and bring it through there. It's about 70 to 80 feet out. Fisherman Dollar said, I always got a red rock crawler tied on. Voodoo said, on another note, Chick-fil-A key lime lemonade is pretty good. Now, Voodoo, how old are you, Voodoo? You can't be out there drinking that sugar water. Stuff's gonna make you sick. You don't want to be drinking that sugar water like that, Voodoo. Just get you some water with a little bit of lemon in there and let it ride. Sugar water would do you in. So you need to take that out of your arsenal. Levi says, red is hot in early spring. Voodoo said, it's a drink, not a watercolor. I mean, not a lure color. I know, and I'm saying do not drink that craziness. Sugar water will take a few years off your life. You do want a few extra years to keep fishing, right? All right, so this is the question for you, Voodoo. If not drinking that would give you 5 extra years of fishing, would you not drink it? Or is it that good to where you're like, yeah, I'll trade 5 years of my life for that? What do you think, Voodoo? What would you do? He said, but it tastes so good. It's a lot of things is good for you. I mean, it tastes so good. That look good, taste good, and all that stuff, Voodoo. But they would do you in. He said, no, not 5 years. You won't trade 5 years? Because I think that's what you're doing. Something similar to that if you're drinking that sugar water like that. All right, guys, I think okay, good. Whew, we got it back. Blaster says, I second that notion. He says, true that on that sugar water. What do you guys think in the chat? You think Voodoo should keep drinking that sugar water? Or you think he needs to let that go? Small Water Charter says, when am I going to head south? I do not know. I don't know when I'm going to be heading to Florida. I did watch a nice saltwater video the other day where they were out there fishing with shrimp and catching some nice fish. It looked kind of fun. Texas Noob says, so Money, your drink of choice is lemon lime water? No, just plain water with a bunch of ice in it. And then put the, actually what I do is I'll fill the cup up with ice first. And then I'll squeeze straight lemon juice right on top of that ice. Let it get nice and cold and crispy. Oh man, I thought that would have been a good one right there. And then well, I don't fill it all the way up. Then I filled it up pretty much with water. And I'll put a little bit more ice in it and then squeeze some more lemon in there. And that's it. That's it. I can't really drink all that sugar water stuff. It tastes way too sweet for me because I haven't drank it in years. Ella says, hear you good, but hard to see you. Okay. Martavia says, sugar water, no bueno, no bueno. Blaster says, let it go. All right, Voodoo. Let's see what they're saying. Voodoo says, don't come to Louisiana big blizzard. Oh my goodness. Okay. Fish for Dollar says, if that's the cause, then the 6 to 8 pound monsters a day will do me in. Oh my goodness, hasn't did its job yet. Yo, it's not gonna do it right away. You start losing quality of life first. You're not just gonna kill over dead. Your buddies are gonna be doing things that you can't do anymore. All right, Small Water Charter says, looks up Money and see some of the fish we catching. You will want to come then. Small Water Charter says, sweet tea 24/7, 365. The sweet tea, you still got to put a lot of sugar in there. I used to drink sweet tea too. But the amount of sugar that goes into that stuff. Once you stop drinking it and then you try to drink it again and your body has adjusted to it, it'll taste like you're just drinking straight sugar. Voodoo says, I stay away from caffeine drinks. You're trying to make it sound better. So you want the sugar, but no caffeine, right? All right, so we are at 66 likes right now, guys. So once we hit 75 likes, then we're gonna go ahead and weigh that fish in the live well. Is Whipstick still in the chat? Is Whipstick in the chat? All right, now here's a nice laydown, guys. You see all those branches over there? Let's see if I can work this bait through all of those branches. Small Water Charter says, Florida is sugar country. Gotta support our state. You gotta support the mortician. You better support the state in some other kind of way than that. Voodoo says, trying to balance it a little. I don't think your health will negotiate. When that doctor gives you that bad report and you're like, oh my God, doc, is there anything I can do to change your mind? The doctor be like, hey, I'm sorry, buddy. It's not up to me. But I hope you enjoyed all that sugar water. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? We have Hollis says, yo, Voodoo, are you in Louisiana? I believe he is. Small Water Charter says, we are surrounded by sugarcane fields. Fisherman Doll says, first time I went to Okeechobee, I witnessed the sugarcane burn. Everything was gray, covered with ash. Wow, okay. What's going on, Frisco? Look at that, Frisco. We're going to throw that right into those laydowns. Let me just show you where I just cast that crankbait. Do you see all those branches over there? All right, Frisco, yes or no? Am I going to be able to get this crankbait through there without getting hung up? Goodness, look at this. This tree is actually all the way out here. Oh, my goodness. Man, if I had known that, I would not have came right on top of it like that. Look at that, Frisco. Frisco says I could. Frisco says he could get it through there. But what about your partner, Money? Oh, man, I'm sitting here talking. It started reeling. I thought I was out of the tree. Frisco, yeah, that was a setup. It doesn't count because it's stuck right here. Look, this branch, this tree is huge. You guys see the tree? It's way back there on the bank. And it is all the way out here. You guys see it under the water? Man, if I had known it came all the way out here like that, I wouldn't have came right on top of it. I would have pulled off and fished like a shaky head or something through there, Texas rig or something. Or even just thrown the crankbait out a little bit farther. All right, Frisco, you set me up. You set me up, Frisco. I thought I had got it all the way through there already. Let me turn around and get it back out of here. All right, look at that cove. That cove right there looks good. We're gonna fish down through there pretty quick. All right, we're at 68 likes, guys. When we get to 75 likes, we need 7 more likes. All right, look at that, Frisco. I got it loose. Let me redeem myself. Let me do it one more time, Frisco. Did you see where it landed at? You see the splash right there? All right, so I'm gonna fish it through that laydown one more time. I threw it on the edge that time, though. Frisco said, do you have one in the live well? Yes, sir. We got one in the live well. Once we get 5 more likes, we need 5 more likes. So call your friends, call your wives, call your husbands, call your friends. Let them know MoneyBass got one in the live well. And if they want some of this cash for that bass, they need to hurry up and log in. Man, now those rocks over there are banging. Now, I like the way that the current is coming right around that bend right there. I don't know if you guys can see it moving. It's coming right around that bend. Oh, yeah, Frisco, we're cranking today. We're cranking. Ken said, you got it on the bank, didn't you? I told you. I pulled it right off of a laydown. I fished that crankbait right through a laydown. And now look at that. I got caught up in the rocks. How did the rocks get me? Normally, rocks do not get me hung up with my crankbait. But I was reeling a little too fast that time. Did I get it? Okay, there we go. We got it. We got it. All right, the boat was drifting again and got me. Let's see if we can shake it loose. Can we shake it off? Let's shake it loose. All right, there we go. Oh, we got it. Oh, man, we had one on, guys, and it came off. Oh, man. We had one on, and it came off, guys. Let's get back out there. Maybe he has some friends with him. What's going on, Hollis? Says, I'm going to follow you. Who are you following, Cade? I guess Cade is out there doing his thing, huh? All right, guys, we need 4 more likes. 4 more likes. Is Whipstick still in the chat? Is Whipstick still in the chat? Is the Masked Bass Tid in the chat? Is Chicken Hawk in the chat? Where are my peoples at? Where are they at today, guys? Kay says, MoneyBass, I'm not sure if you remember me, but I fished that Toledo Bend tournament on Saturday and finished 18th out of 250 teams. I think I remember somebody mentioning something about that. Congratulations. Frisco says, so do we have, has anybody seen Whipstick in the chat? Fisherman Doll says, I spent yesterday in Camus installing this SmartCraft architecture in the boat. Love having my gauges on the graph now. Now got to rewire rear compartment. Okay, so you're doing a little work on your boat. Listen to Ken said that's the 17th loser. Not always, Ken. It depends on what your goal is. Some people are fishing for points because I think they're on a team. I think they're trying to qualify for something. Ken said that's the 17th loser. Kate says, very good way to look at it, Ken. No, it's not. Don't encourage Ken with that comment. Don't encourage him. Oh, man. Voodoo said, damn, bro, that's kind of harsh, ain't it? All right, let's see if we can let this thing float up a little bit. Man, come on. Last time I got hung up like that, when I got it loose, guys, that's when that fish hit it. All right, let's keep on moving. All right, guys, let's phone a friend real quick. Let's see if there was a friend of mine that was out here today. Shout out to Rory Johnson. Let's see if he logged his catches in FishXLive, guys. Let's see if he did it. So we're going to go to Anglers. Then we're gonna search under anglers. Let's go Rory, there he is. I don't see his journal. Yeah, I do not see Rory's journal. Oh, so he may actually have his on private. So for those journal of catches, guys, you can actually put it on a private setting, and that will prevent people from seeing any of your catches. But remember, even if you leave it public, your private notes and things like that, people still won't be able to see that anyways. Now, what is my crankbait stuck on? There we go. It's not stuck on anything now. Now let's just check it and make sure that the rocks didn't bang up my line. And they did. Let's just hit spot lock for a quick minute and go down here and retie. Frisco says some people don't tell. They want to hide it. They're like, it's a secret. We don't want anybody to know. All right, so you guys see this? I use these speed clips. So that lets me change my baits out pretty quick if I wanted to just change the entire bait out without having to cut and retie the line. Ellis says, man, I still haven't downloaded it yet. What you waiting on, Ellis? Frisco says some people don't catch and tell. He said, MoneyBass, he'll catch and tell. So in the chat, you know how to say, some people say, yeah, man, you don't catch and tell. Is there anybody else in the chat that will catch and tell? Or do you keep it a secret or give wrong information? So in the chat, do you catch and tell, or do you catch and not say anything, or catch and give wrong information to mislead your fellow fishermen? What do you guys do? Catch and tell, catch and mislead. Ken says, heck no, I'm telling. Oh, Parker Fisher says, hey man, it's time for that weigh-in. Don't think we forgot. Frisco says, quiet is kept when I see folks. Oh my goodness, guys, that's a good one. We got a good one, guys. We got a good one. We got a good one here, guys. Let's keep him down. Let's keep him down. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Do you see the bendation? Do you see it? And it has one little hook in it. One little hook. Oh my goodness. And we got him. Kapow! Right in that mouthpiece. Right in that mouthpiece, guys. I was nervous. I was nervous. I was nervous. I was nervous, guys. I was nervous. I was like, are we gonna get him? Oh my goodness. My heart was beating. My heart was beating kind of fast, guys. We had one little hook in there. I'm trying to get this bait loose real quick, and then I'm gonna show you guys. But take a look at this. Take a look at what we have. One of the hooks have already fell out because it was just barely skin hooked. I'm trying to get it out of the net. Look at that. Can you guys see it? Can you see? Look at that. It just fell right out before I could even show you. Oh my God. Do you see that? Bam. Oh my goodness. Now that's a nice one. Let me just show you guys a size comparison. FishXLive is doing its thing, right? Let me show you a size comparison. Where's the other one at down here? Let's just do a quick size comparison, just so you can see. Can you see the difference? Can you see the difference in size on that? Oh my goodness. That was kind of a fun catch right there. Shout out to Clint Perry. Clint Perry said, oh no. Ryan said, hey, that's right. That's right. We got another one to the boat. All right, we got Money Green down there. Is somebody gonna win some money off of that one? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It was lovely, guys. Let's go ahead and put him down there with his buddy. Shout out to FishXLive.com. We're gonna log that in the app real quick in just a minute too, guys. Now I need to phone a friend because I don't see Whipstick Wimpy in the chat. Let's see, what were you guys saying? Did you guys see the catch? Voodoo says, nice one on. That's right. Frisco says, one ran into his lure. It's like that, Frisco. Is that how we're gonna be, Frisco? You said one ran into the lure, huh? I'm gonna remember these days, Frisco. That's why you're gonna be disqualified again. Fish for a Dollar says, let me see. I'm a libbermouth. What is that? Don't fish enough to be quiet. Texas Noob said, I don't see the bendation. Ken says, see, Money, I never steer you wrong. Oh, Fisherman Dog said a blabbermouth. Uh-oh, Texas Noob said it was a little blurry. So who didn't see the catch? Did anybody see that last catch? Perry says, I catch and tell. I tell my brother fisherman how, where, and when. Only problem, I don't catch much in these city lakes in Los Angeles. All right. Big shout out to Perry. Tavia says, this one seems a little bigger. Oh, yeah, it was bigger. David said, good old Spro. You guys saw it in action. Martavia said, that one might have eggs. Nah, I don't think that one has eggs in it. I think it's just been eating kind of good. Lorenzo says, yes, I seen the catch. And what happened to Chicken Hawk? I don't know what's going on with Chicken Hawk. Chicken Hawk has been hiding. What's going on, Levi? Levi said, not eggs, full of shad. Lanier spots are always fat. That's right. They eat pretty good. Frisco says, never DQ. I know the assignment. Frisco says, you're not going to get me. He says, I read the rules and I pay attention. Well, I'm going to have to figure out a way to get you back, Frisco. Frisco, when are you going to go live? I want to come and mess with you in your chat while you're fishing. When are you going to go live, Frisco? Voodoo says, Money, you got the bendation sensation. Oh, yeah. I was a little nervous with that one, guys. It had one little bitty hook in there. It spun around and got another one, but it was just barely skin hooked. If I had fought that fish too hard, it would have definitely came off. Or if it had a chance to jump, it would have come off. We have Zyros checking back in. Says, what's up, King? The King is here. Good to see you back in the chat. All right, guys, let's see. I need to check and see. I need to phone a friend. Let's see. Let me see, guys. I got to reach out to somebody. Clint Perry said, is it 4 pounds? No, sir. I can let you guys know that it is not a 4-pounder. But, oh, yeah, you know what? I forgot about the assignment. The assignment is to get a 4-pounder to the boat, guys. I have to get that 4-pounder to the boat. So we're going to keep on working. Let's see. Parker went ahead and put his guess in there. The scales are not open yet. You have to wait till they are officially open. But now I'm reaching out to see if maybe Alexandria is going to hop in here. I don't know, guys. We'll just have to see. All right, guys. Frisco said Alexandra got furloughed. Oh my goodness. That's not good. That doesn't sound like a good thing. Mask Off says, are the scales open? No, sir. I'm waiting for Alexandria or Whipstick or somebody to hop in the chat. They're not in the chat, guys. Mask Off says, I'm here just in time. He's trying to come and snatch your money away. What's going on, Perry? Says, these lakes are high pressure out here. People fish left and right. I do catch, let me see, big older bass. It's been caught more than twice. I guess you can tell by the way the mouth looks, huh? I guess I've been holding my mouth right today. We got, how many fish we catch? 3. We got 2 in the boat. Blaster says, if I'm on a bridge, does that mean I'm on the water? No, it does not. Because bridges don't always go over water. How about that? How about that? Mascot says, my hand was itching earlier. It's my day to win that $20. Frisco says, Rayburn been pressured since the beginning of the year. And 41 pounds won it. 41 pounds with 5 fish? 41 pounds with 5 fish. Oh my goodness. What kind of craziness is that? What kind of fish are they catching on there? Roy Johnson says, I'm on the road, just getting on. I hear you have 2 in the boat. Yes, sir. We have 2 in the boat. Hitting them with the Rory special. So, Rory, did you weigh your fish? Let me see. Sam Rayburn has some big ones. That's right. Texas Noop says, I read that this morning, Frisco. Man, Texas, you guys are living different out there. All right, guys. I was waiting for Whipstick or Alexandria, see if they're going to hop in the chat. As soon as we see them in there, we can go ahead and get this Bass for Cash thing going because we've met the quota, but I need some assistance with the weigh-in. All right, we're going to keep on moving. So if they don't hop in the next, I'd say 10 minutes or so, then we'll figure something out and we'll get it cracking. But in the meantime, I'm after this 4-pounder, guys. You know, a 4-pounder will get me paid today. That's all I need is a nice 4-pounder. Texas Noob says, come on out to Texas. Man, so if I was gonna come to Texas, what lake would you say is the I would say would catch the biggest fish, and what lake would you catch the most fish on? So if you want to catch, say, 3-pounders or better, what lake would you suggest as far as catching numbers? And then if you wanted to catch something from 8 to 12 pounds, what lake would you suggest? Frisco says, we don't dangle in Texas. Ken said, come on, man, show me the money. I'm trying, man. I'm waiting for some assistance. I need some assistance. All right, let me show you guys what we're fishing right now. You see this slate rock that's over there? So we're kind of paralleling this bank to a certain degree. I was saying what, making like 45-degree cast. Just banging it off of the sides of these rocks. Frisco says, oh, Ivy has big ones, but Fork and Rayburn right there. Okay. Texas Newt saying Sam Rayburn or Toledo Bend for big girls for sure. You know, me and some of my buddies had looked up. We were thinking about making a trip to Lake Fork, but when I plugged it in my GPS, and I think it was like a 14-hour drive, I think I would probably get about halfway there and start losing my mind, wanting to turn around and go back home, and then I'd feel stuck because I'm like, man, if I turn around and go back home, I still have 7 hours to go. Hollis says he fished Toledo Bend yesterday. So what did you catch on Toledo Bend yesterday? Man, I didn't even see this cove back here. Parker says if MoneyBass catches him a 4-pounder, he'll have some supper money. That's right. Whoa, Rory said he had 2 4-pounders, a 3 and a 2. Somebody add that up. Somebody do some quick calculations. 2 4-pounders is 8. So that's 13 pounds with 4 fish, right? It's a decent day on the lake. Fisherman Dollar says Murray is a 14-hour drive for me. For me, Murray is 3. Murray is a 3-hour ride for me. I've been there once. I pre-fished it, but did not get to fish the tournament because my motor went bad on me before I got a chance to fish it. It was terrible. I felt kind of bad because I had actually found some good fish too, guys. Hollis says me and my brother had. So what was the biggest fish you caught, Hollis? Now, if we come to Texas, I'm going to have to catch some big ones if I come out there. I want at least an 8. Well, actually, I'd probably need at least a 9 because I've caught an 8 before. All right, I didn't make it that time, guys. Oh, there we go. I got it back out. So we got a nice laydown right here. All right, in the chat, can you guys hear me? Drop a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Drop a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear me. All right. Drop a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear me. Maskoff said uno. All right, I think we're back. Shout out to Whipstick. We have Whipstick tuning in. All right, is the signal good enough for us to weigh a fish, guys? Is the signal good enough for us to weigh the fish now? Ken said you blocked us so you wouldn't count that cash. All right, so let me know. Is the signal clear enough for us to weigh the fish, guys? Ken said, let's go. I just need some more confirmations. I need a few more of you to let me know. Is the signal good enough? Nobody really said yes. Anybody else? Whipstick said, yes, sir. Let's go. All right. So here we go, guys. We're going to go ahead and weigh this first fish. All right. So the rules of engagement. We do not have the Honorable Miss Alexandria in the chat. So I'm going to give you guys a quick rundown. And you have to keep it quick. And it's going to be quick and simple. You get one guess and one guess only. Once we announce scales open in the chat is when you can begin putting your guesses in there. Remember, one guess and one guess only. It has to be in 2 decimal places, all right? 2 decimal places. Now, once we open the scales, I'm going to set a timer. You have 2 minutes to put your guess in the chat. Remember, one guess and one guess only. You put your one guess in there one time. If you put your same guess in there multiple times, you will be disqualified. Now, since we do not have Alexandria in the chat, what I will need you guys to do is I need everyone in the chat to be paying attention. Let's go ahead and put some water in here on the fish. They're just in there relaxing. You guys see them? Look at them. They're in there relaxing. So we have a possible up to $80 sitting in this live well. All right. So we're going to go into subscriber only mode. Remember, you have to be subscribed to the channel in order to participate. OK. Uh-oh, who do we have? We have Alexandria in the chat. All right. So what we're going to do, guys, is all right, Alexandra, do you want me to just go ahead and weigh the fish real quick, or do you want to drop some information in the chat to kind of let everybody know the rules of engagement first? It's up to you, Alexandra. However you want to do it is what we're going to do, because I was about to go ahead and take the fish out, show the people the fish. So Ken says, what about members? Do we get 2 guesses? So membership does have its privileges. If you have a badge next to your name, you are a member of the money team, you get 2 guesses, all right? You put your first guess, comma, and your second guess. Now, everybody else, remember, you only get 1 guess. The reason why I kept repeating that over and over, Ken, is because I'm trying to prevent somebody from being DQ'd, because you know somebody is not going to follow the rules. Oh, my goodness, look at them. They're mad. Frisco said, was she holding out for more money? All right, shout out to Alexandra. I'm just waiting to see if Alexandra says she wants to, if she is ready now, then I will go ahead and show you guys the fish. And while we're doing that, what I will do in the meantime is just sit here and fish a shaky head. Let's go ahead and change this this bait up. I'm just waiting to hear from Alexandra in the chat, guys. All right, so here we go, guys. Let's get this bait changed out. Alexandra says, sorry, I'm here. She says, I'm here and I'm ready. She was like, I was just waiting on you, because she said she's ready to DQ somebody to get the week started off right. Hit them with the DQ with the quickness. All right, guys. We're just going to change this bait up. All right, she says she's here. All right, so we're ready. We're just waiting for Alexandra. So, Alexandra, are you ready for me to go ahead and show them the fish so we can open the scales up? We don't need, let's do this. So, hopefully, everybody has been paying attention, Alexandra. She says, we are passing out Girl Scout cookies. Uh-oh, uh-oh. All right, so what we're going to do, you guys, I want you guys to help Alexandria out. But what we're going to do, hopefully, everybody has paid attention. The rules of engagement are in the description, all right? So she said, does anybody need the rules of engagement? What we're going to do this time, Alexandra, we're not going to put the rules of engagement in the chat. We're going to see if anybody is going to put more than one guess in there and get DQ'd so we can laugh at them, okay? How about that, guys? We're going to see if anybody is going to put more than one guess in the chat and get DQ'd so we can have a good laugh getting started, all right? All right. All right, does everybody agree? Does everybody agree? Let's see if you guys have been following along and see if everybody knows. She says, you didn't purchase any. Man, you know, I have a youngin' doing the whole Girl Scout thing too, Alexandra. It gets real in the field. All right, guys. Nobody says, I'm not like everybody. All right, so here we go, guys. All right, Alexandra, as soon as you put scales on, everybody go ahead and follow the rules as you know them. And we're going to see if you guys know it well enough to where you don't get this DQ'd, all right? Let's see. So here is the fish. Here's fish number 1 that we're going to weigh. Oh, she says, no, I was talking to Fishing for Dollars. All right, so here's the first fish. When you guys see scales open, you can go ahead and get it cracking, all right? As soon as you guys see scales open, I'm going to put it on the measuring board for you real quick. Bam. Do you see that? It's a little over 14 inches. The scales are officially open. And let me just real quick go into subscriber only mode, guys. We are there. We are in subscriber only mode. You have to be a subscriber to participate. All right, do you see that? Do you see it? I've already showed you the size. And let's see, do we have any DQs that are going on? And while you guys are doing that, you have 2 minutes. You have 2 minutes to get your guesses in the chat. So I've shown you the fish. You saw it. You saw it. Shout out to the mass bass. Tid came sliding in right when the scales got open. He was like, I've been listening. He was just laying back trying to collect some of that cash for that bass. All right, while you guys are doing that, I'm just going to get out here and make a cast or two. How about that? All right, you guys have 2 minutes to get your guess in the chat. Peanut butter hit him with the 1.35. Kylan says, I say 4 pounds. Kylan says, I want MoneyBass to get that $100. Did you guys know that if I catch a 4-pounder or more or better today, I will walk away with a $100 bill? Shout out to, who was that? Clint Perry and Mask Off Fishing. All right, I see the guesses are winding down, guys. You only have 2 minutes total to get your guesses in the chat. 2 minutes to get your guesses in the chat, guys. All right, there we go. The scales are closed. The scales are closed, everybody. All right, so we're going to do this quick and easy. So I need everybody to kind of help Alexandria out because you see she's out doing some things. So first, did anybody catch any DQs? Did anybody get DQ'd? Do we have anybody that got DQ'd? Did anybody notice anybody in violation? Were there any violations that took place? I guess not. Nobody saying anything about anybody being DQ'd. I thought we'd at least have one DQ so we could laugh a little bit, right? All right, so in the chat, Parker Fishing said no. All right, so you guys can still hear me okay, see me okay, everything still looks good? Just put a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear me. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear me. I want to make sure you guys, okay, so I see Polish Bear. Lorenzo says no. Wait a minute, Kylan got DQ'd. How did Kylan get DQ'd? What did Kylan do? I see Kylan said, I say 4 pounds. Did Kylan put, Kylan got DQ'd. I see it, Kylan. You kept putting 4 pounds in there. Remember, 1 guess and 1 guess only. Do not put your guess in there multiple times. Kylan, you got caught. Please do not spam the chat with your guess. Oh, my goodness. All right, so you guys can hear me okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get the weight of this first fish, guys. I'll let you know what I think the weight of the fish is. Post Bear says, dang, he was close to. Alexandra said, I have to make an example of somebody. The DQ queen is back. She is back. Yep, so we are in subscriber only mode. All right, so here we go, guys. I'm going to say this fish is a 1. I'll say a 142, guys. I'm thinking this is going to be a 142. So here we go. We have it. We have that fish right there. It is zeroed out. So Parker, we are going to have another one for the next fish. But here we go. I said I think it's 142. Oh, my goodness. Oh, your partner MoneyBass was so close. 143. Did anybody guess a 143? 143 was the money maker. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? 143 is all it took. Do you guys see the sunset out there? Do you see the sun? Let's go ahead and get it so everybody can see it. 143. 143. All right, so let's go ahead and put him back. 143. We just caught this fish, and guess what it weighed? 1.43 pounds. Go ahead back and tell your buddies that you were hanging out with MoneyBass. Uh-oh, Alexandra says we had an official winner. A $20 official winner at that. And who was it? Trey Man. Trey Man. Congrats. Everybody put Trey Man in the chat. Looks like Trey Man may be walking away with a $20 bill. Now remember, membership does have its privileges. That could have been a $40 bill right there that Trey Man was walking away with. All right, now guys, what we're about to do is we're gonna keep moving. And as soon as there's the signal or anything starts messing up, I need you guys to let me know, all right? I need you to let me know as soon as the signal starts messing up. Where'd I catch that other fish at? Oh, I caught that other fish across there. We need to go ahead and log this other fish, guys. All right, Alexandra says, please send your Cash App, Trey Man. All right, guys, listen. We actually have to cut it short today, so we need to go ahead and weigh this second fish now. Let's see if we're going to have back-to-back winners, all right? All right, so this is what we're about to do. We're going to log this other fish into FishXLive, and then right after that, we're going to weigh the second fish, all right? Trey Man is trying to figure out how he's going to get his money. So while he's doing that, let's go ahead and log this second fish into FishXLive, guys. So shout out to Rory Johnson and FishXLive. Look at those nice fish he's holding up right there. All right, so let's see. So we're going to go back to my profile and FishXLive. Remember, guys, you want to go and take advantage of this. FishXLive. Everybody needs to have that app, guys. All right, so let's see. We're going to go into my journal of catches. There's the one that we just caught. I put 100. What was the weight? What was that fish? 1.43. So now we're going to edit this catch, and we're going to put the correct weight in there. So let's go and edit this. Let's see. Did I click the right button? All right, so we're going to edit that catch, and we're going to change this weight from 100 pounds to 1.43 pounds. There we go, 1.43. We already tracked the location, and now we are going to just submit that in there, and there we go. So this is the fish that we just weighed in, guys. There we go, 1.43. All right, so now let's log in this second fish, guys. So now let's go back. So for anybody that is wondering, FishXLive.com, just go there. You will see all the information that you need to know about this app. And what we're using this for right now is to track these fish so that from season to season, all you have to do is go back to these same locations and same structure, cover, when depending on the weather and everything, you have all this information logged. So it's basically an online journal of catches. So the second fish, we're going to log this in here now. Lake Lanier. species is spotted bass. The weight, we don't know the weight yet, so we're going to put 100 pounds in there. The length, let's go ahead and take a look at it. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the fish, guys. So you need to start paying attention. So this is the fish that we are about to weigh in. All right, Trey, man, you have to figure something out. We put the rules of engagement. You got to make sure that you have a way to receive those funds, guys. You always want to make sure you have a way to receive some fun. Now, this one, I can tell you, is heavier than that other one, all right? All right, so here we go, guys. So this fish, man, it got a big old fat stomach on it. So do you see that 15, 16? I think this fish is about 17.5 inches. So it's a little over 17 is this next one that we're going to weigh. But it's fat. It's 17, but she's fat. She got a big old gut on her. All right. All right, guys, so we have to do this one quick. So we're going to put the inches in here at about 17. Let's do a quick picture of this fish. Go to camera. All right, here we go. Let's get this picture. Let's do that one. I didn't like it. All right, there we go. I was kind of hiding in that picture. Trey Man says, can he buy a membership? How did we do that last time? There was something that we did for somebody. All right, let's see. So now we're finishing logging this fish in here, guys. Let's go ahead and hit OK on that. So we have that logged in. We're gonna, you always want to turn your tracking on because that will allow you to track the location where it was at. So this fish was fish caught on the side of a point with current flowing over it, period. Oh, hold on. The fish was caught on the side of a point with rocks, period. Current was flowing over the point, period. The fish was in shallow water, period. All right, there we go. So now we have the note in there. Picture of the lure once again. Let's get up here and take a picture of the crankbait. All right, where did my crankbait go? Let's put the picture of the crankbait right there. Bam. All right, add that in there. All right, water temp. What was the water temp, guys? 54. Weather is, let's just say partly cloudy. Water clarity is clear. Wind is 0 to 5. All right, and then we're gonna submit that catch. And after we weigh the fish, then we'll come back and, so there's the catch right there. It is now logged in. You guys see the picture and the details, all right? So there we go, FishXLive.com, got that logged in, and I'll go back and change the weight later. All right, what's going on, Preston? All right, guys, so now, Alexandra, can you go ahead and put scales open again? Because we got to weigh this fish quick, and then your partner, I got to get out of here because I actually have to be someplace in just a few minutes, and I don't want to get in trouble. All right. All right, so Alexandra, can you go ahead and put scales open? We are still in subscriber only mode. You guys have to make sure that you are subscribed to participate, all right? Alexandra, if you are ready, could you put scales open? Junior says he is back. Well, you're just in time. You missed the first one, so we've already had one winner. We're about to do fish number 2. You guys see it? You guys see the length right there? I showed you the girth. She has a little bit of girth on her. Do you see it? All right, there we go. Scales are open, guys. You have 2 minutes. So, Wimpy, if you could just keep track of those 2 minutes because we have to do this one fast and then I got to get out of here. All right. All right, so we have 2 minutes on the clock, guys. 2 minutes on the clock. All right, so we'll drop it in there real quick. 2 minutes on the clock, guys. 2 minutes on the clock. And while you guys are doing that, let's go ahead and get some things packed up. Will we have 2 winners in one day? For those that were unsure, Bass for Cash is real, just like the Bendation. All right, so Alexandra, Wimpy had already opened the scales up. So Whipstick had opened the scales up for us because we thought you were busy. But remember, guys, do not put multiple guesses in there. So yeah, if you've already put your guess in there, don't put another guess in there because we're going to go off when Wimpy had announced scales are open. Whipstick had announced scales open. All right, Alexandria, let me ask you this. Do you want people to put their guess after your scales open? Or just leave it with Wimpy's? Already put their guess in there. When Wimpy said scales open, they're good, right? What's going on, Don? Don, the scales are open. If you want to hop in real quick, I'll show you the fish again because I think maybe you just hopped in. But there's the fish. You got to put your guess in there real. Oh, the scales are closed. All right, guys, the scales are officially closed. There is the fish. Let's go ahead and get a weight on it real quick. And let's see if anybody has won. So I'm gonna say this fish is a I'll say a 272, guys. I'm going with a 272. All right, we have the scale zeroed out. I say 272. Let's take a look. 259 is the official winner. 259 is the official winner, guys. And did anybody come in with a 259? Bam, there you go. You gotta love pretty days on the lake, and you gotta love catching nice fish at the same time. Let's go ahead and see if this fish will jump for us. Did we have is somebody saying that mask off fishing won? Mask off fishing has won too many times. If mask off fishing is Mask off said, let's go. Oh my goodness, Mask off, did you win again? Mask off, if you won, I'm gonna have to take a cut of that. Mask off, you gotta give me a cut. How are you continually winning? All right, listen, guys. I am about to start running to the so I'm gonna stay live while I run back to the ramp so you guys can finish up your business that you have in the chat. All right. So I know we have to make sure we get some people paid out. So look at that. We ended up having 2 winners today, guys. 2 winners back to back. So as long as the weather's good, we'll be back out here tomorrow again. Make sure you guys share the links to these live streams so that we can continue to grow. Let's see, do I have my gloves in here? I do not. All right, guys. All right, so we're gonna stay live while I run back, so you guys continue to get active in the chat. Clint Perry said that fish saved him $50. All right, we'll be back at it again tomorrow, guys. So while I'm running back, make sure you guys get your info and everything in the chat so you can get paid. All right, guys, there we go. Finishing up the day. We had 2 winners for Bass for Cash today. 2 people got paid today. Bass for Cash is real. I keep telling you guys, if you doubt it, you need to stop doubting it. All right, let's go ahead and come back out of subscriber only mode real quick. So we had 2 winners today, guys. Shout out to Mask Off Fishing and Trey Man. Those were the 2 winners for today. So we are going to head out, but we should be back tomorrow, guys, if the weather looks good. So make sure you share this channel with everybody. I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button on the way out if you did not already hit that. We were only 4 people away from 100 likes for today. Really, really appreciate it, guys. It is time for me to head on out. So I will see you guys tomorrow. All right, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Shout out to SWAT Loan Operations and, of course, FishXLive.com.